And welcome to the first video of the channel, of the Football Round channel. Today we're talking about the top 4 race, relegation, and also our predictions for the upcoming season-ending games on Sunday. So, Dean, Ashley, let's go. Top 4. What's going on?
Well, we don't know. That's the question.
Oh, that's a good question.
It can be Chelsea, United, or Leicester. It can be a combination of any two if the results go the right way.
As a United fan, how do you feel about that? Do you like the lastminute.com, sort of race?
I do.
Why not?
Because it should have been put to bed, mate.
To be fair, all of them should have been had it put to bed.
Southampton, poor. Palace, poor, but got away with it. And then West Ham, not great again. So it doesn't fill you with confidence because they don't seem to get over the line when it matters, and so there's going to be even more pressure. At least, even more. And a team that has a lot to play for. So
it definitely feels reminiscent of last season. This sort of limp finish to try and qualify for the Champions League, doesn't it?
Do you know what it is?
What?
It's the bloody bottle job trophy, mate. It's up for grabs again.
The bottle cup.
It's not a bottle job
bottle
trophy.
cup.
If whoever loses, mate, Leicester or United have bottled it.
Yeah.
Especially Leicester. I mean, they can actually stop themselves getting the bottle job cup.
8 points clear Leicester were
but
before the restart. 8 points clear.
United did good to get to where they are, but let's be real, they could have done better. So
I mean, the job's not done yet. This
and
all of what United, especially United, have done since restart. All of it will mean nothing if they don't do it on Sunday. Because if they don't do it on Sunday, it's all gone to pot.
Yeah, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance for Europa League football. So what's the
Europa League?
What's the problem?
For Manchester United, Europa League is just it's dishwater.
We've got Europa anyway.
It's dull.
Okay.
So it's in the bag.
Okay.
Europa.
Moving on from United, what do you think about what Frank Lampard has done this season? His first season in the Premier League with a young squad.
Yeah.
Obviously, they got good players coming to the squad next season. What are you guys' thoughts about that?
I think he's done well. I think for what he's got, he's done well because he hasn't had a lot to play with.
Yeah.
I mean, I think especially with the arrivals of Werner, Ziyech, I think this is Frank starting to delve deep into the toy box now and finally get what his Chelsea team is.
I mean, you can see sort of his passion for for winning games and winning those important games that you call, not to be disrespectful to lower table teams, but you saw him when he lost. I can't remember who he lost to, but you saw the sort of passion and the sort of aggression to want to win that game because he knows the importance of it.
I mean, that's definitely a bad point of Lampard's first year at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's had bad losses.
It's still a lot of learning.
He has had sloppy losses. I mean, Bournemouth at home. I think Aston Villa at home. Don't quote me on that. It's these smaller teams that they keep dropping points to, and that's what's caused Chelsea to be in the predicament that they're in at the minute. And it's not good enough. But I think Chelsea fans, I mean, they definitely have an understanding of where they are because of obviously the transfer ban last season.
Yeah, but they only got till the transfer ban is till December now. It's only till December.
Yeah, but I mean the transfer ban's done, isn't it? That's why Werner and Ziyech come in.
Yeah. It's only till. I mean, it was longer before. It was a longer.
Yeah, they've cut the sentence down. Yeah, but I mean, they're still. Frank Lampard. I mean, everyone knows January window is not the same as the summer transfer window, is it? Of course. So he was never going to get who he actually wanted in, but now he's starting to get them. Yeah. And I mean, you especially on the attack, you can see how talented they are.
Of course.
And they've got a combination of everything. They've got speed, they've got incisive play, movement. Pulisic is a once in a generation talent.
Just a bit of a plug. Check out the football round on Twitter as well. Just a bit of a plug. I know you tweet about Pulisic.
Yeah.
You tweeted that he was a really remarkable player.
Something special.
Something special. Yeah, that's
exact
what
quote. It was something special, and it was that third goal. I take it you've watched the highlights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that third goal, back to goal. I mean, this is Liverpool. Yeah. You call it on the beach or whatever, but to do what he did there, to turn the defender and just smash it into the top corner at Anfield against Premier League champions. I mean, it's
Something special.
It really is something special. And the second goal's assist, dribbling through those defenders, and to get the weight of pass spot on when he's cutting it across back on goal to the goal scorer. Don't know, I can't remember his name. Sorry. He's something special. He's got no limit to where he can go. Pulisic, Shane. He does well for Chelsea.
Ashley, as for Leicester, what's your sort of... I know you've briefly mentioned about Leicester, but what's your sort of feel about Leicester this season? You know, what are you feeling about players like Maddison, Vardy? You know, they've got some good bunch of players at Leicester.
Good start, fell off a cliff, plummeted into the ocean, and kept going.
Kept going down.
I mean,
down.
They've got decent players. I mean, you can see them as one of them teams that can challenge the top teams when they're having bad seasons. If you've got 2 or 3 big teams, like Arsenal, Tottenham, having bad seasons, you can see these sorts of teams overtaking them.
So kind of like Wolves then, they just kind of like slot it.
Yeah. But I think that's only when they're, you've got teams off the boil. Maddison, decent. Not. I think all the forms have just gone with their results.
Would that be down to the break? The period of not playing consistently all through?
They weren't too great before either. Right. I just think something's gone wrong. I'm not sure what.
They have been hit by injuries though, haven't they? Obviously, Maddison's been out for a couple of months now.
Yeah.
Ben Chilwell's out.
Yeah.
I mean, what Soyuncu did at Bournemouth was reckless and stupid. Really, he might have cost his team the Champions League there, to be honest. But
before
they're losing players out of the first 11, so that's got a big cause, isn't it?
I think even before that they weren't good enough.
There was definitely a drop, weren't there? But, like after Christmas,
yeah,
there was a definite drop.
But I think Maddison will be a good player, and Diddy.
I mean, you like him, didn't you?
He's one of the best.
I know you like
him. He's simple CDM.
Yeah.
It
does like a Busquets sort of role. I'm not comparing to Busquets, but it does like, he does similar things to Busquets.
He's that sit there and let the other two do it.
Yeah.
Who was in front of him.
Yeah.
Like if we had, you'd have Bruno, Pogba, and Diddy, and you'd just say, go do what you want.
Although in the games that I've actually watched Diddy play, and like actually focused on him because he's do you know what I mean? He's an interesting one to watch. He's made key mistakes, either through lapses of concentration or lack of tactical awareness.
He's young now.
He's making mistakes. Yeah, he is young. Yeah, and he'll probably get those out of his game. But his name's been branded around like he's one of the best.
I mean, we're not saying he's one of the.
I think he's been overhyped.
Okay.
I do think he's been overhyped.
I mean, he's better than Freddie.
All I say about Leicester is
Probably will.
they've got a decent team. If United don't turn up and they do, it can't be an issue.
No, that's the thing. It's going to come down to whoever wants it more.
And we've just got to
And they
go.
deserve it. Whoever wins it, they deserve it.
I mean, it's clear. Both teams want to win.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams
If United turn up like they have, they're going to...
I think there's definitely more pressure on United going into the game than there is Leicester.
Right.
Well,
Because, I mean, you've got the expectation of the fans to see the job out. You've got, obviously, the big club trying to get back into where they belong. And if they don't, it's going to be a massive, massive failure. Leicester have already overachieved by finishing 5th.
I mean, they've got Europa anyway.
They've got European football, so in any case, it is an overachievement what they've done this season.
But, we're still we're in the Europa League already. It's not a step up, is it? It's the same.
It's a sideways step. And
So-
you can't. That's a liberty you can't afford in football.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you guys have made some interesting points there, but also you guys have sort of also mentioned about Wolves as well. I mean, we know what players and the sort of system Wolves have been playing all through, and we know that they hit, you know, a consistent sort of like form, and we also know that if you compare Tottenham and Wolves, you know, we all know Wolves, they're the better team, you know, based on
They're
the
more
eyeballs.
consistent.
They're more consistent.
Yeah.
And they play a good brand of football as well. So what's you guys' thoughts about Wolves this season? And, you know,
They've done well.
I think they've picked up from where they left off, really, didn't they, last year?
I mean, to come up and have 2 seasons, what, 6th and 7th,
7th and
Yeah.
6th, yeah.
just behind, you know, all the teams you expect to be above you.
would you say it shows the progression of the
Oh,
players?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're in Europe. They've got European football. I mean, they could get Champions League if they win the Europa. So it's, you never know.
They've got a good chance. They have got a good chance.
So they've done good, and if they keep going like that, you know, they're doing well, really well. You know, not many teams. You know, it's like Sheffield. If Sheffield do what they did this season,
Oh,
next
yeah.
season as well,
Yeah,
it's very rare.
yeah.
Although I do think that when obviously Wolves have got this sort of influence from George Mendes in the background behind the scenes, and there's this very heavy Portuguese influx of control
Talent,
at the
yeah.
club and talent, and they're bringing through their clients. Do you know what I mean? The likes of Matinho and Rui Patricio that came last season before this one.
I mean, how good is Jota?
Oh, Jota's great.
How good is
Jota's he is a brilliant forward.
How
and
good is Ruben Neves? How good are those players?
these players, I mean, it's a sort of catch-22 now with them, or it's going to become a catch-22 because you're either going to get them staying, and they're going to be great players, and they could probably, with the right guidance and investment and the right, I mean, they're on the right trajectory towards that. But if they can keep going, then they'll keep getting better, and who knows, they might push into a top 4 race next season. But then the flip side of that is the big clubs come sniffing around if Wolves just get picked to the post.
Oh yeah.
And then if one goes, you might see another one go, and then another one go, and then
Yeah.
you may see their undoing.
Your
somewhat.
Southampton 2.0, basically.
Yeah.
Right, talking about relegation, lads. Aston Villa, Watford. What's the feeling? Both on the same points.
So who do Villa play?
Who does Villa play?
Watford, weren't it? Don't they play each
no,
other? No?
West Ham.
West Ham.
Aston Villa and West Ham.
Aston
Well,
Villa and
they're
West Ham.
they're already up, aren't they? They've got nothing to play for, but you've obviously got Antonio that's keeping this hot run going.
And they're not going to just chuck the game West Ham.
No.
They're going to play. And
They're gonna
Villa can be poor.
They can be poor, but they're playing for survival. The club
But
is
they've been-
resting on this game.
But they have been playing for survival for the whole time. But they've just not turned up.
But you have to say, they beat Arsenal. So, I mean, when you are playing for something like surviving in the Premier League,
I mean, you're
like,
giving
it's-
it all, don't you?
Yeah,
You're giving it all.
You don't come off the pitch with normal breath, do you?
I mean,
You should be panting,
exactly.
panting your socks off, and if you're not, you've done something wrong.
They've got the advantage. You know,
Over Watford.
they've got the better situation.
They've definitely got a better probability of staying up, I'd say. Go
I mean,
judging
what's
on previous.
the goal difference between these two?
Goal difference: Watford minus 27,
Right.
Aston Villa minus 26.
Oh.
Oh,
Both on the same points as well.
damn! Could
This really is going to be a final day to keep an eye on.
Oh,
so
This
what would
most
happen if
definitely.
they both were on equal?
goal scored, wasn't it? That's the next metric of measurement, right?
And what's that?
I don't know. What's goal scored for Villa and Watford?
Oh, it doesn't say.
Don't go with GF.
You don't know. No, it doesn't say.
Well, either way, I mean, with Watford, I mean,
Can Watford get a?
you've got a massive. They've
I mean,
they have played
Watford
all
got
of their cards now. The whole deck of cards they've played now.
Oh yeah.
They're on their. They're sat their third manager in the same season, just to gamble at getting a bounce back from the players in the last 2 games. And I mean, it's hundreds of millions of pounds
Yeah.
resting on that
Well,
decision.
almost-
It's either going to go absolutely amazing and they stay up, or it's going to go tits up and they're back down in the Championship.
It's
I mean-
literally just.
It's
mad.
high risk. It's the
Very, very,
highest
very-
of risk.
very high risk, and also, with Arsenal being back-to-back games that they've really played well as well. So Arsenal on a high, So Watford got to be on their game. Definitely got to be on their game.
Higher risk, the higher reward, though. Fortune favours the brave.
I wouldn't put it past Watford to be
All them quotes.
It's true. It's true.
Dean
It's a big-
2020.
It's a
In
massive,
2020.
thing is, it's a massive risk, and you usually get fortune with massive risks like
Oh.
that. So
If
who
you-
knows?
If you think about it, though, I wouldn't put it past Watford to beat Arsenal,
Me too.
especially because Arsenal are cemented pretty much where they are.
I mean, they can only finish higher than 8th now,
Yeah.
so they've
So
got no European football to play
they've got-
for now.
Yeah.
They've got nothing to really play for, except for just themselves.
And
Watford are just. I could.
there's a caveat to Arsenal, and that's the fact that they've got the FA Cup final in a week's time.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
psychologically for the players, can you really see them giving it 110%, going in all guns blazing on the tackles when you've got a cup final to play for in a week?
No, I don't. I think that's why they
Especially
lost.
when the on the beach movements
I
come in
mean,
for Arsenal.
I think
as
that's-
footballers, don't you give it your all every single game?
Well, you
But-
should do.
yeah,
I don't
so
think
it's
they. I don't
not-
think they do.
I
They
think
weren't
it's not.
too good against Villa though, and I think I mean there was. I think that was because a lot of the players who came in were bad, but a lot of them played were tired.
That's
And I-
another thing that's
and-
affecting all teams. I think all the way from Liverpool to
They're
Norwich at the bottom.
tired.
It's the schedule, and obviously it's not been the ideal situation.
No, of course.
But they've made done with the time they've had,
Yeah.
and this is just the natural effects of playing every 3 days for all teams.
I guess it comes down to, do Arsenal want to just have a big rest for their players? Because they can have, a week, or a bit over a week if a lot of them don't play, and then they're fresh. Or do you want them to get a bit of momentum, get a bit of game time? But they all look shattered.
Yeah.
So I would rest your best ones, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter to them if they win really that much. So I'd say it could actually come down to Arsenal being an easier game than West Ham, possibly, if West Ham are on it. I could see a draw with West Ham.
Right, just to round it up, predictions for the game. Arsenal, Watford.
I'm going to
See, this is the one where it's literally impossible to predict because they could go either way.
That's true.
2-0 Watford.
Ooh,
Or
ooh, ooh.
1-0 Arsenal.
Me too. 1-0 Arsenal. 1-0 Arsenal.
What? Oh, it's not unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic.
I'm just going like complete opposite way.
Don't know.
You want that final day, hype.
I
You
could
want that
just-
hype.
I could be completely wrong. I just see it could happen. It could.
Yeah, he could. Right. Hold on.
I've seen Watford play Arsenal before, man. They're proper bullying at times. They really do.
Burnley, Brighton.
Draw 1-1.
I'm going to go 0-0.
I'm gonna say Burnley 1-0.
It's another game that doesn't matter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Chelsea, Wolves. Woo! The biggie.
I think it all comes down to Chelsea's attack, man. If they're on it or not.
I mean, they weren't on it against Liverpool now.
Exactly.
They weren't on it against Liverpool.
I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
2-2. 2-2.
I think it just depends on the attack, really, because that defence is dodgy. So
I think they'll score. I think they'll get a couple of goals, but I also think that Wolves have got the mentality to match him as well.
I say 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea. Crystal Palace, Tottenham.
1-0 Tottenham.
Same. I'm going to go same. 1-0 Tottenham.
Sorry, lads. 1-0 Crystal Palace.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Why?
they
What have
see-
you seen about Crystal Palace to make you think that?
because they're just that team. There's just
What are they
something
on?
about.
Eight straight defeats in a row.
I mean, there's something about Crystal Palace that I just like. There's something about Tottenham I don't like this season.
Mate, I love.
Oh, I wonder.
I like Palace. I think they're doing alright with what they got.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Roy's done a good job. But apart from
can-
these 8 games where they've lost, I
you
think he
can-
has done a really good job.
We can
with
go into
Palace.
some reviews of teams after the season's
Yeah.
Everton, Bournemouth. Come on. I
Well,
mean,
it's gotta be-
I mean, we.
2-0 Everton.
I'd go the same. I'd
I
go 2
mean,
0 Everton.
I before this, obviously, last season and the season before, you see Bournemouth as a really good team.
Yeah.
You know, we really like Bournemouth.
Last
but it's
year
just
they were on it.
this season we just don't know what happened.
I think
This season
I
is just-
think the wells run dry on the players. I mean, you've got Aaron Ramsdale in goal. He's a decent keeper,
Yeah.
but I don't
He's
think
young.
he's a Premier League level.
Yeah, he's a
He's
young,
young,
keeper.
he's
He's a young
young.
keeper,
Yeah.
so he needs time. He needs time. Yeah.
Obviously, Callum Wilson's been out of the squad again with injuries. They've lost Ryan Fraser in lockdown now because of his contract expiry, so that's another sticky point.
Exactly.
He was fifth. He had the 5th highest assist in the Premier League,
Even
and
though,
they're like 19th.
yeah,
I believe.
even though a player says he's not going to re-sign, that does not mean the player doesn't want to play for the club. Has to just to finish his contract.
It's up to the manager.
I
innit?
mean, it is up to the manager.
So,
but
I mean, if
and
he's
get
taking him out of the squad while he's under contract, then that's entirely Eddie Howe's decision,
Exactly.
isn't it? And he has to live with that.
Exactly. So we understand that. We understand that.
It's Bournemouth's goodbye game.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad actually
'Cause
because
they could
I
not.
really like Bournemouth
Yeah,
as a team.
I actually did as well.
And I think they've got to come straight back up. as
I
the
don't
Euros.
know if they will though.
I don't know if they will, but they need to. if
They do
want
need to.
I mean, with the
want-
players they got, I feel like they can do it.
It's just who goes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see Ake staying in the Championship.
Oh, come on.
I can't really
How?
see Josh King staying in the Championship.
Really?
Maybe King. If they say, yo, just give us a season,
Yo, just give us a season.
come then you can go, look, just give us a year. man."
Maybe.
Right, my prediction would be, yeah, I'll say 1-0 Everton.
1-0.
1-0 Everton. Leicester City, Manchester United. Obviously, United fans. United fans.
I don't
Oh,
even wanna-
Ashley,
I don't even
what's
know.
going on? What's going on, mate? Come on, we need your prediction now. We need your prediction
don't
now. What
know.
you feel? What you feeling like?
I'm not feeling.
All is
a
it
lot.
is Ollie on the wheel, or has he just crashed the bus?
The boat's about to hit the iceberg, mate, and
Ooh.
it's literally. Are we gonna? It's like the Titanic. Are we gonna smash into it, or are we gonna just miss it?
Just miss it.
I don't know. I can see it going so many ways.
I'm going to go 0-0, and I think United will scrape it. I think they will just get in by the skin of the teeth.
Come on, Ashley.
I'll go 2-1 United, man. Just Greenwood and Martial.
I say 1-0 United.
It's
1-0
tough,
United.
man. That's a tough one.
I mean, not to be disrespectful to this fixture. I'm going to say out, but we all know the answer. Manchester City, not City.
Oh, how many is it going to be? That's the question.
I mean, it's going to be.
5-0.
That's what you say.
Yeah.
Just-
I
City.
think I'd say that. I'd say 5-0.
Wow. I think
City don't take no prisoners.
They don't care.
They don't. They will happily just keep scoring against you. There's
that's
no mercy
true.
with
Last
that.
That's true.
stage
They are.
doesn't
They are a merciless team.
About to get relegated.
They are a merciless team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see about 3-0. 3-0. City. Newcastle, Liverpool.
3.
The champs. You think the champs will be ready on Sunday after the boozer?
2-0.
2-1. 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
2-0.
Yeah, I say 2-0 Liverpool.
Easy, just cruise control. Win.
Cruise control.
I
Southampton.
don't know. I think Newcastle might put a few dinks in the armour.
I don't know. We'll see.
Not Joe Linton though. Joe Linton ain't gonna do it.
Southampton, Sheffield United.
Oh.
So this is an odd one, ain't it? I feel like this is a difficult one. I think this is
Yeah.
It's a difficult one to call.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult one to call.
I think Sheffield United should be able to win the game. I would go with a 1-0.
Southampton are a different team, man. Like we watched. We were in the pub when Leicester got absolutely bummed. I mean, we went there just to have a drink, really, because it was just. Didn't think anything of that game.
Yeah.
And it was like.
Well, when we got in there and it was 5-0 at half time, we were like, oh god.
I think I'll go 2-1 Southampton.
I said 2-0 Southampton. 2-0 Southampton. And just to round it off, West Ham, Aston Villa.
I'm going to go 1-1.
Ooh, 1-1.
Yeah. I think West Ham are a better team.
Mate, and have you seen Antonio? He's been killing it.
Yeah. So, but I think West Ham being better, but Villa's urgency will just sort of equalise into a draw. Because I think if it matters to West Ham, so to me it makes sense for a draw.
I think Villa will do it. I'm going to go 1-0 Villa. I think they're going to get out. I think they'll do
Big
it.
statement.
I don't know who will score. It could be Samata, it could be Trezeguet, it could be any of them. I think Villa will do it.
I say 1-0 West Ham.
So Villa to go down then
Yeah.
for you two.
Yeah.
Then Watford stay up.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, top four.
What,
Obviously,
in
Liverpool
order?
City are done.
Yeah.
I'm more focused on third and fourth.
I'll go. Well, if I go my prediction, it's United Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
I say that sticks. Yeah, I say that sticks.
I'm ditto. United to finish third.
Yeah.
But that's if they win, not draw. Really. It all comes down if they win or draw. Or they win or lose.
I would go.
Go on.
I would go United third, Chelsea fourth. I think there's going to be 2 draws.
Okay. Okay.
2.
Chelsea Wolves, United Leicester.
And is that it, lads? Any more comments? Any more opinions?
No.
And that's it for the video. Remember to like, subscribe as well, and comment.